All right, so good morning once again. What we actually did last time was general introduction to Power BI, where we talk about the definition. And I said Power BI is a business analytics software developed by Microsoft, mainly for data visualization and data analysis. So I remember we started looking at, I think the only thing we did after the general explanation of what Power BI is was how to install it. So we will just go into the introduction proper in this section. So this is where I said Power BI is a business analytics service by Microsoft that enable users to visualize and analyze data. That is one of the main purpose of Power BI. Now, let's quickly look at Power BI windows. Power BI windows. Now, what do we mean by window? Generally in computing, Windows simply means an environment of an app, just like the way you have WhatsApp with its own environment, just to allow you as a user to navigate around it. Just like the way you have Facebook with its own environment that allows you to navigate around it. So the same way we have Power BI window, which I want to quickly explain to us so that each time we open or we are in the program or application environment, we understand the structure, we understand where command can be accessed. So by my definition here, I said Power BI is a business intelligence and data visualization tool developed by Microsoft. It provides a user-friendly interface that allows users to create interactive reports. That's the keyword. You can see that I bolded the keyword. So one of the advantage of Power BI environments or window is that it provides a very interactive reporting environment to users that can also help us to create dashboard from various data sources. So at this point, we need to understand what is dashboard that Power BI environment allows us to create. A dashboard is a dedicated interface expected to collect or to harbor two or more findings, which are known as report models. I'm trying to explain what dashboard is because there is no way we'll work with this application without using the word dashboard. So I needed us to understand it. So let me take it again in case you want to note it down. I said a dashboard or an analysis dashboard. Analysis dashboard is a dedicated environment or interface. A dedicated environment or interface in order to in order to display multiple insights derived from data. In order to display multiple insights derived from data. So a dashboard, mathematically, if you want to express it, we can just say dashboard equals to one report plus another report plus another report. That is a simple mathematical way of defining dashboard. That is the collection of different reports. Now, don't forget that all these reports that are put in one place, which is called the dashboard, they are different findings. They are different useful decision-making insights that you must have derived or drawn from the given data frame. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whenever I use dashboard, I believe you now understand what could be referring to. Now, so what we are saying is that one of the interesting things, why should I consider Power BI over Excel? Why should I consider Power BI over SQL? The core reason is that Power BI has more visualization models, and also Power BI dashboards are more dynamic and interactive. Hope you are with me. Power BI dashboards are
Yes, sir.
more dynamic and what? Interactive. Now, I want to break these two key terms. When we say in this field of data analytics, when we say dashboard is interactive, it means that those various reports that you must have assembled in that single interface you refer to as dashboard, they are connected to one another. That is the meaning of when you say a dashboard is what? Interactive. So when we say interactive report, now you understand. It means that reports that can talk to themselves, reports that are connected to one another. In other words, if you use a slicer, remember in Excel, you were taught how to use slicer to filter different insights across different report when you were learning a pivot table, right? So what we are saying here is that if you use
Yes,
the
sir.
slicer and you say, for example, you want to view female profit or female record, you will notice that it will affect all of them, which means that what happened to one affect what? The other. Why? Because they are
Yes.
interactive. Now, so what do we mean by when we say a dashboard is dynamic? These are key terms you must understand. That's why I'm taking my time to emphasize on them. When we say a dashboard is dynamic, what we are simply saying is that what the values across those different reports within your dashboard, they can change per time or per time. They can change. So they are not fixed. At some point, you can see the report showing different value. And then when you slice again, you see different value. That means the content of those reporting models changes their content, their values per time. That is the meaning of a dashboard being what? Dynamic. I don't know if you get that point right before I proceed. Are you
Yes,
with me,
sir.
sir? Okay. Now I want to switch.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
now. Okay. Now, if you look at the slide I have on the screen, the very first part of Power BI window I want to identify is called title bar. Title bar. So what is the function of the title bar? The title bar is located at the top of the Power BI desktop windows and display the name of the currently open report file. Now I'm going to switch to Power BI and show you this particular part I am explaining. So let me switch to Power BI. Now this was the kind of interface you were showing me, right? This is your Power BI interface. Now I want you
Yes,
to
sir.
focus here. Now, once you have installed your Power BI and you start it, this environment that you are seeing right now is called Get Started. This is not the main environment. This is just like the stage before you get to the main environment. So this particular interface we are was prompted to us so that we can specify the kind of environment we want to explore. So these are different environment. These are different file domain that we can access. So what you need, you click on this one that says what? Blank report. So once you click on it
Bank
properly,
report.
so here is the Power BI environment we are talking about. These are the visualizations. All this you are seeing, There are different models that we are going to use to mold, to present your insights. So all the insights we'll be drawing from the data, we are going to be presenting them. This is a dashboard I have been talking about. The whole of this dotted section, the whole of this area that is dotted, the whole of this area I am navigating at is the dashboard. So all our reports are going to be assembled here. So if, for example, I am answering multiple, I am presenting multiple reports, by the time this place is filled up, I will click on this plus to add another one. So you can keep distributing all your what report across different dashboards. So I can come and double click here and name it. Let's say what? Dashboard. And name it dashboard. Okay. So all this you can keep, you can have multiple dashboards. In other words, maybe you are answering multiple questions and you must have considered that one dashboard may not be able to what? Accommodate all the reports. So in that case, you have to know how to do what I did now. So you create another one and then you create your report there. But we have not gotten to that yet. I just want you to know the dashboard that I've been talking about since. And I just also want you to know, because when we define the application, we said that it allows us, the Power BI is what? Microsoft Analytics software, right? That can be used to visualize and analyze data. So what makes us to use that word visualize? Because of the presence of all these visualization tools. So you can't find all this in Excel. That is why it's far higher and better in terms of analyzing data compared to Excel. Though it's the same Microsoft that wrote Excel that also what wrote Power BI, but he customized this one for business analytics. That is why you can see Power BI, Power Business Analytics. So he actually has a focus of developing this one. This one was developed with the focus of solving business what? Challenges other than general data handling, like Excel. Everybody, any office person can use Excel to be keeping record. That is not, this one is specifically made for solving analytics challenges for business people, but you can use it to analyze beyond business data. I'm only trying to let you know why it is named as what? Power BI. So now the title bar that I want to show us is this. Look at the title bar where you have on title right now, showing us Power BI desktop. I hope you are with me.
Yes, sir.
Now, the whole of this session I'm navigating at, where you have on title down to where you have this button, is the title bar I just spoke about here. That the title bar is located at the top of the Power BI desktop window and display the name of the currently used. So, sir, if I may ask you now, what is the name of the currently used? What is the name here? What is the name of the currently used? On title.
On title.
Good. Now, the first thing I want to show you is how do I update it? Because that on title does not actually in any way describe your analysis. Or is there any way somebody can use this name to know the kind of analysis you are performing? The answer is no. So that will take us to how do I save? Because until you save, this place will not update. So how do you save here? You go to File, and then when you get to File, you will see familiar option like Excel because it's the same person. So there are a lot of things that appear to be the same. So from here, remember when you were taught Excel or any other office program that when you are saving your file for the very first time, you use what? Save as, right? Instead of save, so that that file can have a unique identity. Now, I will choose save as because this is the first time I am saving this. So the moment you have selected the save as, then it prompted out a link where you can choose where exactly do you want to store your file. Now, unfortunately, it is only document that has been pre-programmed as the storage that you can access by default. Remember, in Excel, when you selected Save As in Excel gave you more than one option. Excel gave you desktop. Excel gave you document. Excel gave you other places like local disk and the rest, right? But this one, it is only document that is recognized by default. But if for any reason you don't want to save your file in document, you will now click on this place that says what? Browse this what? Device. In other words, you want to call another storage. So this is the kind of interface we have in Excel. Once we select what? Save as at once, not until we select browse this device. Now from here, I can say, okay, desktop, that is where I want to save it. If I have created a folder, then I'll go inside the folder and then before I write my name. But in this case, I want to simply save directly on what? The desktop. So if you have any other place you want to target, you can do that. Then you type your name. So the name of this file is, let's say what? Analysis. Let me use it. Please help me to write down this name so that next class we'll remember to call up what we have started. So I'll call it, let me say Collins, because if I'm spelling your name correct, too. Collins analysis. Or let me just call it Collins class. Okay, so once you have written the name, every file or every software has an extension for saving each file. An extension is a format that helps you to read a particular program file, just like the way we have it in Microsoft Office Word. MS Word have an extension of .doc, D-O-C. Excel have an extension of XSLS. So different program has different extension. So I want to ask you, what is the extension of Power BI? PB what? Can you see it here? PBIX. Now, if you click here, you see other extensions you can use, but you can stay on the what? The default. Now, what it means is that if I create some file in Excel and I save them in a drive, let's say flash drive, I create another file in Power BI and I save them in the same folder. So I should be able to differentiate them by looking at their what? Extension. The extension of a file will tell me which program was used to create it. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
So once you have done with the extension definition and the file name, you click on what? Save. Now, automatically, watch out. This place that is showing on title will update in a moment. Will update to the name of that our file, which shows that, can you see it now? Collins what? Underscore class. And it has even for you to know the level of AI here, because this is actually AI. There are a lot of AI. The AI in this program, when it comes to data analytics, they are very high. They are very high. This program is very AI oriented. Now you can see it even is giving you when you save this particular file. In Excel, you won't get this information. You will just see only the name of what? The file there. Hope I'm communicating.
Very much, sir.
Okay, so now I have just identified what the title bar is, and I also extended it by saying it also, that same title bar, it also includes the standard minimize, maximize, and close button. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this one. This is standard minimize, standard word restore, and the standard word close. That is what I am explaining here. So that brings us to the end of the explanation of the first part in Power BI what window. So if I go to the next slide, we should be talking about another section. So number 2, welcome screen. I believe you have this on your, I'm seeing something like this on your laptop. Or was it on your laptop? Okay. Okay, now in case you open, because it is not every time it will open that you will see the kind of environment. There are times you open, before you click on that blank, you will meet something like this. So it was that same place where we selected that blank. Sometime when you open it, you might see something like this. So if you see something like this, it also means what? Welcome screen. So in other words, what we are saying, that interface we were before I selected blank report, it is referred to as what? Welcome screen. So from there, you will now be able to know, okay, which of them, okay, like in this case, we asked for blank report. We could have as well selected the other options there. So on your own, you can play around those options to see what they actually have for you. So let's just quickly explain it. The welcome screen. The first time Power BI desktop starts, it displayed the welcome screen. From the welcome screen, you can get data, see recent sources, open recent reports, open other report, or select other links. All these things were captured there. It was from there that I selected blank report link. So that is what I am trying to summarize here.
Go on, sir.
Okay. Coming.
Okay.
All right. So like I was saying, so now I believe you understand that welcome screen, because we have already passed that place. Before, it was that place that where I believe your own, if you have not selected blank report, you should be there. Now, let's quickly look at what we are studying right now, sir. We are still on Power BI window, right? So we are trying to identify each of these sections so that when we start working with the application, we'll be able to know the responsibility of each of them. That is what I'm trying to teach you now, so that you will not be lost when I start exploring some of these features. Sorry, are you hearing any background sound noise?
No, sir.
Outside my voice, are you hearing any other voice?
Okay. I think I heard a baby crying.
Okay, baby crying. Okay, I just want to
Something
know
like
whether
that.
you are hearing it.
No, that's not a problem now.
All right, so like I was saying, let's quickly go to the next. Let's quickly go to the next. To the next section. This is what? Number 3. And I hope you are writing them down. Even if you are not writing the full notes, at least good.
On it, sir.
The topic, good. So now the third section we want to talk about is the Power BI user interface ribbon. Power BI user interface ribbon. Power BI user interface ribbon. Now, the ribbon in Power BI is a key element of the user's interface that provides a centralized set of tools and command organized into tabs and groups. So every other thing there, they are like Jara. So the main thing is what I just explained. The ribbon in Power BI is a key element of the user interface that provides a centralized set of tools and command organized. That is, this set of tools are properly structured, organized into tabs. So I'm going to show you what we call tabs in a moment. Into tabs and groups. Into tabs and groups. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, before I come back to break down other optional information, let me quickly go and show you what I meant by organized set of tools and command organized into tabs. Now, going back here, look at it. These are the ribbon. File is a ribbon. You see, as soon as I click on that file, it took us back to the backstage of the program. We have it like this even in Excel. You know, in Excel, once you select file, you know, it will take you to the back stage of the program where you can access all these save as. Okay?
Yes.
Now, if I click here now, it will take me back to the what? To the front piece of the program. Now, all this file, ribbon, insert, file, home, insert, module or modeling, view, optimize. All these are what we are calling what? Ribbon, that are organized, that are grouping different commands, like I highlighted, grouping. That is why when you click on home, all these functions that came out, they are organized and grouped inside what? Into home tab. So the home is a tab. The insert is another tab that has group of what? Command. Now, I want to bring your attention to this, sir. Look at this. I want to observe this for a second. You will notice that each time you select any of the tab, it opens up and group the functions. Can you see it? All these ones, they are under what? Clipboard. All these ones, they are under what? Data. By the time we want to load our data here now, it is from here we will go. We will now say get data for us to bring our data here. So we must organize, or we must acknowledge this particular session. Otherwise, we may not be able to bring data. If you check here now, all these ones, this is where probably the next class, this is where I'll be focusing on, because this is where we have all our data cleaning. This is the Power BI component that help us to purify or to perfect our data. Of course, you know that in the field of analytics, data analytics, we don't joke with data cleaning. We must perfect our data before we start presenting insight. Otherwise, our insight will be misleading. So the next class, I'm going to focus on data cleaning. I'm going to focus on two topics: how to load data into Power BI and how to clean it up before we go into the analysis proper. So what I'm trying to highlight, trying to interpret the note in my PowerPoint that says grouping command, organizing command into what? Different tabs. So these are tabs. Modeling is a tab. Optimize is a tab. And each of them, when they are open, you see different what? Functions coming out.
Okay.
I believe it's clear now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you can even see the diagram I use here. This is what I'm talking about. You can see the diagram. The one that is covering the whole of this section, both the tabs and their function, is what I'm labeling what? Ribbons. Okay, so let me go to the next section. So we are still under number 3, but we are looking at the subsection under. That's why I use 3.1. The main 3 is what? The main 3 is the ribbon, right? Then 3.1, that is under that 3, we are now discussing the sub item. So under 3.1, we have home. So here we are taking each of those tabs and expatiating on them so that we can capture their primary role or assignment. Am I communicating, sir?
Copy that.
Okay. So now home. The home tab in the ribbon contains a set of commonly used commands for managing your reports. Data. and visualization. So it is under the home ribbon. Now, just hold on for a second. Let's quickly come back here. Look at the home here. This is the home we're talking about, which I said is for managing your report and managing your visualization. So these are the visual. These are the data. This is the section that allows you inside the home tab. This is where you can manage your report. This is where you can manage all your your visual and other important information. That is what this is saying. So I will just be taking the first paragraph, which contains the main function. Every other thing there, when you are going through the video, you can, on your own, make your complex notes. But at least the first paragraph of each one must have explained the core purpose of that. So let's look at 3.2, which is the insert. So here now we are focusing on this. This is the one I want to explain now, insert. This insert, this is the one I want to explain now. So let's look at the definition of the insert. So the insert tab provides command to add new elements and objects to your report canvas. Now, what is report canvas? Look up. This is where you have your report. And then we switch here. So all these ones now, they are what we are going to use. And most of the things you see under insight here. For example, let me just point to one. Look at the composition tree. Now, it is here. Look at it here. So all this you are seeing now, they are like adding their shortcuts. So under insert, you can actually access them. If you want to access them through the insight, okay, look at this Q&A. Look at it here. So I'm just trying to confirm that all this that you have here, they are actually derived from here. Okay, they are actually from here. All these things you are seeing, they are from here. So the essence of showcasing them here is just to act as shortcut, so that I don't have to be coming to insert. I can just make use of them. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go back to the PowerPoint. So that is for the insight. So let's go to the next one, 3.3, modeling. So now this is the one I want to focus on now, modeling. This is the modeling. Modeling. This is the modeling. So let's go and look at the definition. The modeling tab is focused on data modeling to mold those things you use in molding, presenting your insight. Now, 3 points, modeling. The modeling tab is focused on tab modeling and shaping capabilities. It includes features to manage relationship between tables. So table here represents your data set. The whole of that data set is table. So anytime table is used, we are referring to what data set, two-dimensional object, Y and what S. That is the structure of a table. So you can also find options for sorting and filtering data, creating calculated table. For example, now look up. When I click here, can you see these are the calculators? All these things we are going to learn how to deploy them. So we are going to create calculator that will help us to analyze or answer some of our analysis questions. So that is what it's trying to highlight. Then there is also view. So here I'm using this slide to explain too. So let me quickly go back to the program. So this is view now. So there are a whole lot of things you can check here. So let me just quickly go back and highlight before I come back to explain some of those features in the view tab. The view tab allows you to customize the display and the layout, the structure of your report canvas. So what we're talking about is the whole of this place now, which I said is your dashboard, is also called what? The background of it is called canvas. For example, now, the current canvas color is what?
White.
It's white. So from the view now, I can come and say, okay, I don't want to view it with white. I want to view it with this color. Can you see it now? So I've changed the what? The canvas what? View. So from the view, now I can say, okay, this place appeared too small. This place appeared too small. I'll come to page here. I'll say, okay, actual size. So you can see as I've selected actual size, you see that the arrangement changes. So I can come here and select what? Fit. You see fit. So these are different layers. At times where you want to present your report, if one of the layout is not giving you the expected presentation or the structure, you switch. You can see as I am playing with them now, you can see this one will display your report bigger. Maybe you compacted report and you want to space them. You want to see the metric very well. If it was on fit, that would have made it so small. So you can come here and change to what? Actual size. The highest for you to scroll up so that they can see it very well. Then mobile, one of the beauty of Power BI is that it is remote. So actually, if you are learning data analytics for remote job, one tool that you must know, if you don't know it, you will have issue with remote job is Power BI. Because Power BI encourages remote working. You can actually use Power BI. In other words, it has mobile version. Somebody can download Power BI from Google Play Store. It has a phone version. So once you have a phone version, if I'm analyzing, let's say I'm your chief analyst and I'm analyzing remotely, maybe I'm working in Nigeria, I'm in Nigeria, but I'm analyzing data for a company in UK. So what they are going to do is that they are going to use Power BI service, not Power BI desktop, because this desktop that we install is a free version. There is one a company will pay for. Individual is not allowed to buy it. A company that want to use Power BI must have purchased cloud space. They will install the Power BI in the cloud. That one is called Power BI service. That is the one Microsoft is actually using to make money. So he gave us this one to learn. The same things that are here are in that one. But the only thing is that this one you cannot collaborate. That is, you cannot be analyzing and then me, I'll be able to be seeing what you are analyzing live. You cannot share. It's solely created for people to practice, to learn. But the same feature, the feature of sharing is here. You can see it now. Look at it. You can see share here, right? It's here.
Yes.
But if you click on it, it will not go anywhere based on the version you are using. So they added all these things here so that peradventure tomorrow a company employs you and they say, okay, share your report, share your report so that whatever you are doing, they can monitor it. You click here, then it will work because that one has the configuration. But this one, you cannot collaborate. The collaboration depends on ability to share reports, share views. Okay, so now, if for example, this is laptop view. This is laptop view. Let me show you how you can actually know which view you are. Can you see this icon here? I don't know if you are with my, are you seeing my?
Yes.
This is the symbol of laptop, right?
Yes.
Good, that's one you are. Then this symbol is what? Mobile phone, right? Now let
Yes.
me click on it. Now what will happen? It will switch from the way you see it on laptop to the way you see it on phone. So if you are on phone now, if you are using phone to view Power BI, this is how. So let's say the company you are analyzing data for, which must have installed Power BI service in the cloud, which means that they will only give you login detail. So you are not going to be opening it from your system like it because it's not local installation. It is cloud-based installation. So which means the only thing you need to access that environment where they must have loaded all their data is the login detail. So once they give you the login detail, then you log in there. Once you get there, you will have met all the data you are asked to analyze, uploaded. Then they will just tell you, start your analysis. Whatever you are doing, if the person is on transit, maybe he can use his phone to log in because it has a mobile display option. It's mobile friendly. So the person can be seeing everything you must have put together in a mobile phone. Excel does not have mobile view. Okay, so you can begin to see some of the advantages of Power BI. It can be viewed on phone and also on what? So now I just depend on the shortcut here. If I don't want to use the shortcut, look at where I will have come to click on that mobile view. Can you see it here? So once you click here,
Yes,
it will
sir.
switch to good. So it's either you consider it here or you consider it from the view, because it is the view that we are still expatiating on. So, and I've touched most of the things that you actually depend on through the view. Okay, so now we have grid here. Watch out, if I activate this grid, and then you have snap, all these grids are aligned, but because of the background you are using, this color background now, you may not be able to see the grid. Let me change it to that default. So you can see this is what all these lines, they are what? The grid. So you can lock them, you can leave them open, you can decide to work with the default. So, and every other things that I cannot explain now until we have some model activated. Hope I am making sense, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let me go back to the slide. So I've explained modeling and what? View. Now let's go to the next section, which is what? Optimize. Optimize. So the optimize tab is used to customize the appearance and the format of your visualizations and report elements such as what? Pause, visual, refresh, visual, optimization, present, performance analyzer, apply all slicer. Now let's go to the Power BI and see what we're talking about. This is the optimizers. This is optimize. So you can see, you can come here and say, okay, you want to. We are already in what? Interactivity. Can you see it now? That is why all the reports you have, automatically they are what? Interactive, because this option has been checked by default. If you uncheck it now, your report will no longer what? If you have multiple reports here now, they will not interact because you have turned it off. So performance and analyzer, this is where you can check the performance of start monitoring your report to see details about time taken by each visual to query for each data and render. So all these ones, they are like optional things within the Power BI that you may not really understand now until we start having some reports, so that we can then want to know their performance, what? Analyzer. Then apply to all slide. So let's say here, if you want apply, let's say you create a button and you want it to apply to all, you can see it now. This is a button. Maybe by the time we start creating reports, you will learn how to create button. For example, when I was explaining different pages, you might have a report here in this what? Page 3, that you want somebody in dashboard, in page 1 dashboard, to click on a button and jump here instead of you coming here to select here. So somebody, you can create a button here, just like the way you browse now on the internet. When you click on a hypertext, it takes you to a page. So meanwhile, your report could not enter one page. That is the reason why you spread them. But you want somebody in page 1 to be able to click on a button and then take the person to what? Page 3. Because the button must have described the report the person will exploit. So that is just for this. Now, let's go back to the slide. I want to get to where. So the next one is expand and collapse what? Pan. You can see the whole of this section, these two arrows, they are the collapse. So you can expand and collapse. Let me just show you practically so that it will not be difficult for you to understand. I want you to look up here, sir. Look at it. This is what I'm talking about. If I click here now, I have collapsed that section. If I click here, I've expanded it. If I click here, I've expanded it. This place is where you can see all the data you have loaded here for analysis. Why is it empty? Because we have not what? Loaded what? Any data. So if you load 10 different data sets, this is where you see them listed. So from here, you can select the one you want to use to generate your report within your dashboard. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
So this is the expansion. And all right, now let's go there. I want to get to the next session. So the next one is the data pan and visualization pan. The data pan is located on the right side of the report view, below the visualization pan. Now, let me quickly go to Power BI and show you this. Just come here. This is the data pan. This is it here, this place that I just showed you now. This is the visualization pan. This place that shows you your visualization. It's like we have, hope we have not, okay, we have removed our visualization. So let me go to view and see if there was any place where let me see. So if I restart it, I'll be able to. Let me see. Okay, so but I know you have seen the visualization. I will restart it so that I think I don't think we are the one that manually turn it off. Once I restart the application, it will come up. Let me see whether I have it. Okay, good. So I have it on this particular page. So I have it only disappear in one of those pages. So it has come back now. So you can see it now. So this is what the visualization. So if you check my slide now, I'm talking about two of them at the same time, the data pan and what? The visualization. I said the visualization pan is located on the right hand side of the report view. So this is our report view and they are located by the right. This is your report view and they are located, both of them are located by the right. Hope that is clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let's quickly talk about the filter pan. The filter pan, I just want to conclude the explanation of the environment so that the next class we start loading in data, we start cleaning data. So filter pan. So let me also show you the filter pan. So this is the filter pan. So you can see it. This is the filter pan. So the other time that was when we were not saying, let me click on one of these pages. So we have our filter pan here, which is this one here. This one here. So this is the filter what pan. So by the time you have already done some analysis, if you drag maybe says header here, it will not enable you to filter only male or what? Female. So you have to have some data analyzed here, categorical data analyzed here before you can actually utilize filter. But for now, just know that, just like I said now, in the set we talk about filter as well. So that is the section. So let me look at the next one. Okay, good. So this is actually the last one I want to explain before the dashboard. So the view pan and the report view and the data view. These three sections are very important. You understand them as a user of this application. So the view pan is located on the left side of the screen. So these are three types of view: report view, data view, model view. Report view. Report view is the default view. Here, you can design and customize the visualization based on your data. Data view. In Power BI, you can connect to various data sources, such as database, Excel file, and the rest. So most of these ones here, it is when we start loading in data, probably in the next class, you will understand this language very well. But let me try my best and explain them from the peripheral first. Now, these are the view we're talking about. Look at this. This is the report view you saw there. So by default, we are already in the report view. Now, this is the table view. If I load in data here now, if I load in data here, you're going to see that better in the next class. If I load in data here now, and I click here, it's going to list out, it's going to show me the raw data. Because if you load data in and you are in report view, what you are going to be seeing here is just the header. It's just the header. In fact, though I have not taken that properly now, just for you to understand this very well, let me just quickly load in a particular data if I can just find one easily. Let me see if I can just find any data easily. Okay, so just for illustration, so that because until you have data loaded, sometime when explaining this will look like abstract. So I'm just temporarily bringing data. I'm not explaining because I will explain that in the next class properly. So just to have
Okay,
data
sir.
here, just for you to see the transformation of this view each time I move from one to another. So let's wait, it's bringing up the data. So I'll select this one. Let's say I want to use this and then load it. Then load the data in here for me. So let's give it some time. That data you are loading must appear here. You must see the name of that data here before you know that you have loaded the data. You can see that it's tracking it now. It's tracking it.
This is using network, right?
No. It's your local data now. It's the data you have probably added to your system. Like all those ones that you are using all this Y for Python and the Excel. But don't worry, like
You
I
know,
said.
just like you said on Python, it has it's an internal server, more like a data for it that you can like network on its own. You don't really need to on your Glo MTN for it to be used.
Yes.
So I want to. It does this one have that same?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's still working on the data. So let's wait for it. So once it brings it out, I will just explain it good. So you can see the data now. So this is what I was telling you. Now here, if you click here now, it will only show you the headers. You can't see the actual value. So this is just to tell you that you loaded a data set with how many headers? Entertainment, hours per week, and what? Name. So if I want to see the actual values under this, why you are seeing them like this? Because you are on what? Report what? View. You are on report view. So if I switch to table view now, it will show you the way it was in Excel. So I'm just trying to use to explain. So if I have not loaded data now, everything I will have been explaining here will have looked abstract. But now you are seeing the transformation now. So it's still coming. Now you can see it now. This is how you view it. This is how you viewed it in Excel now, right? Good.
Yes.
Now, because until you are able to view it in a table form, you cannot actually draft your analysis what? Questions. Because if you are on report view will just show you the name of the data and the header without telling you, showing you the value. So what we do here as Power BI data analyst is that once we load our data here and we want to see the value, we switch from report view to what? Table view, so that we can see the value. Now, I talk about this view. Remember what I'm explaining now. I just confirm what? View pan now. Under view pan, I just showed you what? Report view and what? That
Data
one
view.
that is table view is called what? Data view. So I just use different terms, but it's the same thing. Now, this is the model view. This is where if you have loaded 2 or 3 data, you will know whether they are related. So if I load another data here now, it will capture it here as a box. If I load another
Okay.
data, it will capture. So if I want to model all my data, I want to know the degree of cardinality, which I'm going to explain better in the next class. That is what, how does data A connect to what? Data B? Because you can load 3 or 4 different data such that this one is related. So once I load in another data, Power BI on its own will check the headers in that data and know whether there is header here that is common here. And then once it discovers that, you will see a line like this connecting the 2 data sets. So whenever you switch from any of this view, the report view and data to this, and you see this kind of line linking one data to another, that is an indication that what? There are some things that are familiar.
Connected.
Good. Exactly. So, and then when you see it like this, when you see it like this, you will know that But if you cannot find it, if you cannot find this connection line, it means that what nothing is what related. I believe I'm making sense, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me go back to report view. Report view is what you get once you enter Power BI. You are already on what? Report view. It is when you load data, you say, okay, I want to view the actual value that will make you to switch from report view to what? To table view. Am I communicating, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's go to the next one, which is the last one. We are coming, okay, report view. You can see this is where I have used diagram to break it down. I think it will no longer be difficult for you. You can see I have what? Use diagram to label each of them briefly. So that will now take us to the next one. So you can see this is your dashboard. This is the last one I want to explain, and then we'll end it here. So you can see this is your dashboard. So what I have achieved in this section, in summary, is that I have familiarized you with what? Power BI interface. So when next we meet now and I will start working within this environment, nothing should be strange to you. That is the essence of this class. Any questions, sir?
For now, no.
Okay, sir. Sir, I want you to express, because this platform, as you can see, where you are actually learning this, is called Digital Z Hub. It's a platform where we offer training via live Zoom. That is what? Virtual. Okay, that is a platform that is offering you this training. Okay, so if you check very well, the account you paid to indicated the name of this company. Though I am part of the company, I am not only the owner. Okay, so it happens that I'm the one teaching you right now using the platform. So I want you to tell the world your experience so far. Will you recommend this platform for people to learn?
Yeah. This is actually nice because it's giving me the class I actually missed, the class I actually wanted in the comforts of my home, from the comfort of my home, and it's more like a, for now, I don't know if this is how you guys work, but for now, this is more like a one-on-one. And then it means I am the only one you are directing this particular information to. I am the only one you're giving this particular data to.
Yeah.
So I tend to understand it more better than the other person. And I can quickly draft or shoot out a question of which you also have to answer because I'm the only one in it. So I think this is actually good. It's actually good. Although I'm not disputing the fact that group learning is not okay, but this one, you being the only one virtually here, gives you the ability. And there is no delay of you trying to wait for another. Good. And on the other hand, you being able to share your screen.
Good.
You being able to share your screen from a different location entirely gives you a visual experience of what is actually needed or what is actually being taught is really nice. So this is good. This is
okay. Good. Okay. Actually, just to emphasize on you only, you actually pay for a corporate class. That is the reason why the money you pay was based on corporates. That is the reason why you are the only one here. Okay. So we also have charges for public, where we can put in as much as possible based on the certain amount they paid and the contract's terms and conditions. Okay, so and apart from that, one of the things that actually inspired us to provide this learning system. This is not like the some of the platform where they must have recorded the video. This is live. As we are teaching, you are learning, not after recording. And when you are watching, you don't have an opportunity to ask questions until the person, or maybe you send a mail. So we consider all those things to be a kind of delay. So we wanted our students to get, to get it direct. So it's more stressful than the recorded video, but we believe that this one will give us more better results. So that this is just like duplicating the physical class experience. So there's no point of you leaving your home. It saves you from insecurity and cost of transportation. Okay, so these are things we actually factor in that. I think the world has gone beyond people leaving their home to physical center before they can acquire IT skill. We are in a technological world, so we should be able to visualize things. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Collins. So see you in the next class.
All right. Have a good day, sir.